it really doesn't matter what the positions on the ladder are. On a day like this, with these two sides going hard at it, it's all played on an even keel.
Well, there's plenty of significance today. Both sides have lost their last three, and East Perth are looking to avoid being clean swept by their crosstown rivals for the first time in over 13 years, I think. So plenty to play for East Perth, despite the fact they're in 7th spot. And West Perth, as we know, the ship's been a little rocky coming towards September. They've got to ride it today. Yeah. Brett Dobson will be happy with that. Just his 2nd of the year in the seniors and just his 7th game. He's played the last 6 matches in the reserves. Has had to fight his way back. He had 31 touches and a goal v Subi in the seconds, and he gets his opportunity. He's making the most of it today. So the margin back to 15 points. In the middle, Coonan won it down superbly to Saylor. Kicks high inside the 50. Govell's front spot. This came from behind. Crisp was front and square. Side set Keith and then gave it up. Well done. Anderson to Clutterbuck, short for Sweet. Finding some space on that outer side. Has a bounce, assesses his options, wants to hand it off. Clutterbuck will get crunched here by Saylor, and it might force a turnover. Salisic puts it out in front of Lockyer. The bounce was kind. Forward by Hander Rice, who just threw it on the boot. Numbers with West Perth here. Stockley was held on to, but he took the mark anyway. Good grab by the big man, and it was always going to be a task for Charters when the football comes in that quickly.
Absolutely, and it was either a free kick or a mark, and he just did it really well.
So Stockley gets a second take at it. 1-6 on the year, so having to wait that long to get a shot wouldn't have helped his confidence. But he runs in positively and drills it. Nice finish by Frank Stockley. And West Perth get one back, cut the margin back to 9 points.
Good finish from the big fella, and you hit the nail right on the head, Alex, with the quickness of West Perth getting it in.
Well, extraordinary turn, and Bill Monaghan will be tearing his hair out in the West Perth coach's box, you'd imagine. His players have just lost the plot out there at the moment. Flay trying to restore some sanity, takes on a couple of bounces, then gave it to a stationary teammate. He may pay the ultimate price here. McKenzie from 30 for his second. He's done it.
Now there's another free kick, is there?
No, the siren came just after he put ball to boot, so McKenzie gets his second, one to start the term and one to finish, and the Royals come from everywhere to celebrate. What an opening term by the Royals. Coming up here to Arena Joondalup, they lead 7-2-44 over West Perth, 2-5-17.
A straight 5 goals up there. Swan District's now 51, play South 21.
Stephen Laxos will be sitting back at home watching those scores roll over with interest. Here's Fremantle playing tomorrow. Shepherd, great hands to Sweet at the back of the pack. Hooks it down the line. Buick's in front of Clutterbuck, but he misread the bounce. Opened the door for Clutterbuck, who drives it towards Pryor. Well done. Hunt with the reach. Lost his footing. Pryor can roll it through an open goal. East Perth finally get one back, their first goal since the 7-minute mark of this second term, and they put the margin back to 21 points. Yeah, they're working on his right ankle there, Rod. So a goal to Josh Smith. We spoke about his importance of kicking accurately through a game. He kicked 1 goal 4 last week against Subiaco in the game. They lost by 10 goals in the end, and he kicked 0-4 in a big loss against South Fremantle. So when he kicks goals, they're right in it. When he doesn't, they're a long way back. So Colmer can send them inside 50 again. Pryor playing in front. He's having a good afternoon, but Hunt got the better of him there. Buick was roving. Puts it out in front of Hutchings. Coming the other way, Sterling. The bounce favoured Lee, who fires it back to Macaulay. He slipped over at the crucial moment, but he was fortunate that his opponent Brown did likewise. Macaulay back to Lee, then to Pryor. Couldn't hang on in the hands. Off to Payne. Then to Seal, suddenly found himself in some space. Back to Payne, who can give it to Dobson. What's the next option? He's confronted by a strike, gets it off to Sterling, just bangs it on the boot. In hope, Swan in the box seat. Flay fists it over the back. Hunt looking for the boundary line. Did he find it? No. Seal kept it in. Back for Swan. What can he conjure? Something miraculous! No! Michael Swan has kicked one of the goals of the season. Threaded it through from almost an impossible angle. Margin now back to 26 points, and he's going to come off to relive it on the bench. So a bit of concern for East Perth about Adam Pryor, who's been very good today. It's with Lacroix in the back pocket, goes very short. Coonan, happy to hang on to it for the moment. West Perth. Here's Bartholomew. Quietish opening half. In fact, for West Perth. Only 2 players had got into double figures possessions-wise. Bartholomew sends it towards the wing. Stockley just rose on the spot and then gave the hand pass, hoping that Branch was looking in the right direction, but he wasn't. And so the turnover. Sweet went very short to Clutterbuck. That probably wasn't the right option. Lockyer's fist has found its way to strike. Always a dangerous player with ball in hand. His kick went towards Brown. He was caught behind McCauley. He's had a good afternoon. And he'll bring it broadcast side. Dobson at centre half back. He had McKenzie shorter, but he goes to Moss, who hung on and he can take off. Watch him go now onto that left boot. Shepherd's deep. He wants to get away from his opponent. Moss waited until the square was vacated and went to Smith. Brilliantly done. Shepherd led to the pocket, vacated the square. Moss kicked to the space, and Smith won out as marked. Point blank range, and he can put the margin back out to 28.
Called it beautifully, Alex. Wasn't a good play. Unselfish by the young Fremantle rookie in Shepherd to actually take his opponent out of the space, and the experience of Gary Moss on the left side just to wait for Smith to lead back. One-on-one inside 25. It was a really good kick.
So Smith's already kicked 1. He's got 44 goals on the year against his old side. Point blank range. He pops this through. Goal umpire made a lot of ground to his left, but didn't really need to. Second to Josh Smith. The margin is restored at 28 points. Well, quick kick out of traffic goes the Falcons' way. Flying in front, Saliki's off front and square was strike, but he left the footy behind. It spills out the back door. Salisic, quick hands to Brown, stripped of it. And a good tackle, trying to burrow his way through with Sterling, and he wins himself a free kick. He's taken high. He's got Wolf short, Sweet wider. And eventually got to Wolf. Now for McCauley. Wonderful form. He's had the career best 32 disposals in 2 of his last 3 games. And they've all been losing games as well. He's fought hard out of defence, but he's turned this over. Well read by Lockyer to get in front of Moss, who's been quiet since a big opening half, Brad.
He has. He's a really good reader of the footy, but Jordan, and that's his strength. What he just did then.
Sweet Brave sitting in front of Saliki's, but Saliki's with the jump and the reach plucked it from his hands. He's too far out to score, so he's going to chip it very short. That's not 15, surely. Dobson didn't think it was 15, didn't hear the whistle, stepped over the mark, and he's given away another 50. How costly could this be? Strike's already kicked 1 a couple of minutes ago. He makes no mistake. 2 in a row to Andrew Strike, and the margin is cut to 18 points. The Falcons are coming.
You can't go away from that, but their defence is leaking at the moment massively.
The skipper with a team lifter. His 3rd of the day equals his season's best. 3-3 to no score in this last quarter. The Falcons' way. They trail by just 10 points. And now Josh Smith has got to go in the ruck. And Hutchings with the clearance for the Falcons towards half forward. Can Go-Bells get there first? Anderson's done a good job on him today. He goes to ground, Anderson. Football trapped beneath bodies. It's out according to the umpire. Now it'll be locked back in by Sterling and Brown. And the umpire stalking the pack eventually says it's his. 9-2 to no score last week against Subiaco for East Perth, so they've got form as far as not finishing the game off. Swan ducked according to the umpire. He wanted high contact from Flay, and he might have given away a free kick. Here he has.
Oh, they're contributing to their own demise.
Never more apt words have been spoken. Phil, this afternoon, Flay runs around the man on the mark, sends it deep. Can Brown get a run at it? Anderson fists it away. He's been very good. Blee to Sweet. An ambitious kick off the outside of the right, but he finds McCauley. Wolf's pressing towards centre half back. It's a dangerous ball to go up the middle. Did it get there? No. Rice pushed hard, used everything he had in the tank to get there and force the spoil, but McKenzie showed composure beyond his years, out in front of Comma. Now the test is on. Burns showing pace. Burns off the 2 youngsters and beats them to the boundary line. Well done by the Falcons veteran. He's been pinged for deliberate.
No.
The umpires will not be put out of this game.
Listen to the vitriol coming from the West Perth members. Stephen Payne with a free kick.
Is that what you call it?
Short for Charters. He's been very quiet. Off the left, Smith can get a run. No, he had his path blocked by Coonan. Must be a free kick, and is. The Falcons fans won't like it, but that was a definite free kick. He jumped well before the footy got nowhere near it.
We're on the player, and he jumped into him, and he didn't get the footy. That's it.
The But this is a big moment for Josh Smith. He's been booed all day. He's against his old club. He's kicked 2 goals already. Tough kick. Breeze coming from his right, tight angle. To say East Perth needs this is a massive understatement. He's 46th of the year and arguably his most important. He struck it well. It's tight. Has it squeezed home? It has. The Royals get a badly needed steadier. Josh Smith has 3. Margin back to 16 points.
We thought they would have had the first semi at home too, and if they obviously lose this one, they're going to struggle to hang on to that advantage.
It's been turned over from the kick in crisp to Pearson. He's 150th. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full, so he doesn't register a score. It's going to be a dirty day for him. He's been such a great player for West Perth over a number of years. He would really want to get to the grand final this year, given he missed in 2003. He played 12 matches that year and was dropped just before the final series. He kicked 13 goals in those 12 games, but unfortunately wasn't required for the premiership tilt, which ended up being successful. Here's Sterling down the line, looking for Anderson through the hands. Pryor working a long way up the ground, and now Salisic will send it back inside the 50. How will it bounce favourably for Tregear? He got ripped down, surely. No free kick. It's been tapped to strike. He takes on a couple, feeds the hand pass to Stockley. This for 4, a career best. It's high, it's close to the right post. It's the wrong side. Another behind, and they just haven't taken their opportunities, the Falcons. 21 points is the margin.
It all amounted to nothing. A rush behind, and now Dobson straight down the corridor has found Macaulay.
Goes short for Higgins. What a mess they made of that, the Falcons. Higgins is off his line, asked to play on over the top to Lee. Had a big opening half, has been pretty quiet since. He's trying to run away from Salisic, who gave a great chase. Kicks inside the 50. Well done by Lockyer, reaching over Swan, then rips him down without it. Free kick. The youngster made the mistake. The experienced campaigner knew exactly what to do. Didn't take possession, Brad, and now he gets a free kick.
No, called it fantastically well there.
2 today for Michael Swan, but his 2 misses been on the run. We know he's money with the set shots. This is away to the right. Oh, no, it snuck home. It came back on the breeze and floated through for Swan's 3rd, and that is the match winner.
Was no advantage, so the kick will come back to Dobson.
And he'll swing it towards Clutterbuck. He's been very good. Turns 21 on Monday. This is a very nice present for him. Over the top to Lee. Leading ball winner in the competition this year, and you'd imagine he'd be prominent in the votes in the Sandover at the end of the year. Smith didn't hang on to the mark, but he recovered. His kick was smothered and then stolen by Rice, who can send it to a 2-on-1. Gobel's outnumbered here. Charters in front, brought it to ground. Anderson's had a superb day. Goes to Macaulay. Patrolled across half-back so well. Wants to give it off to Lee, and does. Looking for the next option. The kick was beyond Pryor, and it's been well marked by Dion Flay. And a 50-metre penalty against Shepherd.
Just a little bit late. We see it on replay. A little bit late, a little bit high.
And another one.
They've been very tough on that, and another one. So a 100-metre penalty to Dion Flay for mouthing off.
You just got another 50, so leave it.
This will be interesting. This will take Flay within scoring range. Here's a stat for you, Phil. His last goal, Dion Flay, came in round 12, 2009 against South Fremantle. He's
from a 100-metre penalty.
40 matches since without registering a score.
Well, this could be the last kick of the game, Alex. 34 minutes nearly have gone.
It's a nice way to end the day. So the dual best and fairest winner, one of the best defenders in the competition, has gone 40 matches without scoring in WAFL footy. This for his first in that time. It's drifting right, but it's home. Nice consolation for Dion Flay, but alas, for West Perth, it's nowhere near good enough. East Perth will celebrate here at Arena Joondalup, just their 6th win of the year. And the Falcons have had the wheels well and truly come off. They've dropped 4 consecutive games with just 2 games to go ahead of September action. But in the end, it is East Perth 18-9-117 defeating West Perth 12-18-90. The Royals avoid the sweep in 2011.